Bernice, and I'm honored to be asked and be accompanied by our Slough members here in the canoe, and to be asked by Quetzal to offer this fresh mountain water into the river to symbolize the water that flows from the highest mountains through the rivers on its way to the ocean in honor of our most sacred medicine, the water. So I offer this mountain water into the river in hopes and with the intention of being grateful, expressing gratitude for that water and all of the gifts that it bestows upon us. And that we get rain. And that we pray and we ask for all the abundance of water that we need and that your people need, and that we come in with the best intention around that. And the water, this particular water comes from Ulush in the Slough territory. Christine Jack, with compliments of Christine Jack.
She's protecting a salmon-bearing creek too.
Pardon?
The creek up there is a salmon-bearing creek too.
Yeah, they're all salmon-bearing creeks up there. But
okay, I wasn't sure, sorry.
Praying for rain, for the beautiful Salqua, and all of the gifts, the purification you bestow upon us, and all of the beautiful wild salmon habitat. And we come here with the best intention to transform the industrial storm that's killing wild salmon. We come here to raise awareness and raise the vibration of the energy in the world and the consciousness so that we can all wake up and protect this most important indigenous food and cultural and ecological piece. And we know that salmon are important to your people as they are all of ours. And I am Secwepemc, and I come from, our people identify as the people of the land where the water flows from the highest mountains through the rivers to the ocean. And I'm also accompanied here by my mother, Bernice Heather, who I've inherited my Secwepemc ancestry. OCM, and thank you again, Kuchjam Kwasai, for having us here in your beautiful lands and waters.
OCM Tiaya, on behalf of the Slough First Nation, I want to thank you for participating in this important ceremony, this sacred ceremony, the ceremony of special offerings to the sacred water and to our wild salmon. Water is life.
Water is life. Water is life.
Water is life.
Water is life.
Salmon are sacred.
Salmon are sacred.
What we're doing here is very important because it raises the consciousness of people to increase the value of our wild salmon to the highest level so that we can all be stirred within our spirits to do whatever we can personally do, to what we can personally contribute towards saving our wild salmon, preserving our wild salmon for future generations in honor of our ancestors who have depended on wild salmon for thousands and thousands of years. And that dependence has now been reversed, and the salmon are now depending on each and every one of us from all backgrounds. It doesn't matter when you first came to this territory, how long you've been here. You can join with the indigenous peoples and do what we can, you know, to save the wild salmon. The dwindling numbers of wild salmon is of great concern to all of us. We have our fishers who have caught farm salmon that have escaped from a fish farm just on the coast of Washington, and it is considered now as a big disease spill. And these fish can come up the waters and poison our wild salmon here. So we must do what we can to stop the fish farms, close them down, honor the Musqueam Taudino people who are saying, we don't want those fish farms in our territory. They're not here with our consent. What 30 years we said no. It's time for them to remove them. We must do what we can to inspire people to ensure that there's a clear passage for our wild salmon to continue to run through from the ocean all through our river systems up to the spawning grounds so they can come back in large numbers like they once did before. It's really important that we do this. It's not only important for us to sustain us, but it's also important to sustain our relatives in the natural world, to sustain the forest, to nurture the forests that provide us with the oxygen that we breathe and absorb the carbon from the atmosphere, CM. And it's important because climate warming is the defining issue in our times now. We're living in very dangerous times. And one of the safety measures, the precautionary measures that we can reduce the harm is to save our wild salmon. Osiem, Yakyuk Masai, to each and every one of you for doing this sacred ceremony today. My hands go up to the drummers. My hands go up to the ones who paddle. My hands go up to each and every one of you for coming here to this sacred ceremony today. Yakyuk Masai Tatwala. I'm so honored to have a passionate, dedicated wild salmon defender here, Chief Robert Gladstone, who will share a few words with you.